Why would you mow the lawn at this hour?
Babysitter murders, 1978. 40 years to this day.
We have to hunt him down.
Hey everybody, welcome to another film flashback. This is Matthew, Nick. We're joined today by our actress and voiceover artist friend Liz.
Hi.
So because we have decided to do a tie-in with the new Halloween movie that's coming out with Jamie Lee Curtis, so our flashback for this week is 1980's The Fog.
Yeah.
John Carpenter directs The Fog.
And makes the music.
And does the music. That's one of the things that Carpenter was kind of known for, especially in the early days. I remember seeing an interview with him where he said, well, why do you do the music? Well, I'm cheaper.
That's why we do everything. Like that's why we do everything. In general, just the guy is a legend.
The music is good. You got all these awesome 70s synth sounds,
Yeah.
All those awesome old prophets.
Yeah.
But then but also just the Halloween theme itself. People don't even realize. No, Carpenter wrote that. He made it up.
Yeah. I like that he did the score for the new one too, but he's like, I'm not going to direct it. I've done them.
Yeah.
It's fine. Why would we do the music again? Or,
Like, Yeah, I'm over it.
I've got a wind blowing due east. Now, what kind of a fog moves against the wind?
I mean, really?
I'm not so sure I want to. You're just a...
So we're not talking about Halloween.
Yeah.
We're
We're
talking
not
about
Halloween.
Yeah.
The Fog. It does look really good considering
Yeah.
how cheap it is.
Yeah.
It's shot really nice. It's actually shot by Dean Cundey, who is the same cinematographer who did Apollo 13 and Jurassic Park.
Never
and
heard of
Hulk.
those two films.
Producer Jay was talking to us about how this movie came out in like February. It wasn't an October release. In 1980. And it was made for like $1 million. And it grossed something like, what was it, 21 million?
Hey, Liz, surprise.
I know.
So you were pointing out Janet Leigh is in this movie.
Yes. Jamie Lee Curtis's mama.
Real life mother.
Yep.
Yeah.
Real Hollywood royalty. Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis's spawn, I like to say. But I like Jamie Lee Curtis because she's just solid. She's just great. Like, her career, well-deserved. Nepotism all the way. I'm a fan.
See, my question to you would be like, because you watch Jamie Lee Curtis on screen and she's likable.
Yeah.
She's got that charm.
Yeah.
But what
she's
about
sexy,
her?
too.
I think that's it. And like you said,
Sexy
like
tomboy.
she's sexy.
And there's a lot of subtlety to her performance. So she was only 22 when she made The Fog. We don't really get much of a backstory on this person.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I know.
Literally
She's
nothing.
just a hitchhiker.
Yeah.
She picks up this guy who's got a face like a baseball mitt.
He looks like Ron Carcabice. Like, why would she be hitchhiking? She's not doing it for pleasure. Is she trying to get away from something?
I think Tom Atkins' character picks her up, and she
that's
looks at
Catcher
him.
Mitt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
His face is a well-oiled glove.
So he looks at her, and she says to him, "Are you weird?" And he goes, "Yes, yes, I'm weird."
In earnest. Yeah.
Liz, if you were to hitchhike, if someone leaned over to you and said, "Hey, I'm weird," what's your reaction?
You know what? I feel really sick right now. Can you pull over real quick?
Yeah.
I gotta hurl,
Literally.
and then I would get out and run so goddamn fast.
She's a set piece. She's a pawn.
Like if
Set
she's
piece,
not
really.
in the movie, you could still have the movie like plot wise happen basically the same way.
Right. In the Stephen King world, she would have been the focal point, I feel like, of the movie until you came
But
in
instead
town.
of being suspicious of her, he just goes to bed with her.
If we hadn't
It's a
had
bad
the
move.
opening scene with the old man sailor and the Goonies around,
Yeah.
it definitely would have been like, okay, this Jamie Lee Curtis is evil. She's,
Oh, great. Weird and unlucky.
We'll see.
It's revealed pretty quickly that it's actually something in the fog that's to be scared of. Giant pirate ship shows up. There's nothing spoiler about this. Happens at the beginning. And a really cool death scene with the guys on the boat.
That was pretty cool. The fish hooks.
Yeah. But once they show up, what do we get for the next 50 minutes? Meanwhile, there's a whole other star to this movie. which is a woman who is a radio host, and
What's the name
it's
of the radio?
KB or whatever.
Hi, welcome to
Now there's a celebration planned for tonight. I'm so excited.
It says Adrienne Barbeau married to Carpenter at the time of this movie.
Interesting. I was wondering. I was like, whatever happened to Adrienne Barbeau?
Character
Now you
basically
know.
created
Okay.
for her. But what about her son? He gets to wander around the beaches and like play in the surf.
1970s
completely. Where'd you get that? It's like the ocean. I was playing by myself on the beach.
Swimming in the
On the
ocean as
slippery
kids.
moss covered rocks, Mom.
Hey, swim closer to the rocks.
Yeah. Wow, that fire extinguisher was handy.
Wow, talking about convenience.
I'm not sure who my main characters are. Dual
It's like The
leads.
Crash, except I didn't give a shit about anybody.
Yeah. But Adrienne
Barbeau.
Yeah, she affects the change.
Yeah.
She saves the day ultimately.
All right, so I was curious about this priest character. You know, when you first meet him, and he's got his little page boy, which is John Carpenter, looking 70s as hell.
Yeah.
How about the haircuts in this movie? That
dude.
priest's hair.
Mwah, mwah,
Yeah.
mwah, everything. Oh, the perms, the
Farrah Fawcett waves,
the
where
waves,
just But that priest character, I was just like, I felt there were so many characters that it was hard to care about really any one of them.
Who do you think was redeemable in the movie?
I felt bad for Catcher Mitt. I mean, he didn't really. I'm like, what's your job? What do you do?
Picks up chicks.
Other than pick up chicks, you little.
This conversation would go a lot better if you had the rack out. Her radio station is in an old lighthouse. I mean, like, you do
You
VO.
literally couldn't find a worse place to have a radio station.
Oh yeah, you got wind. Yeah, birds.
Unless you were making a sound of like that you go to sleep to.
Liz has like
Like
a
8
vault. She's got like a vault in her house
Yeah.
with like 1 foot thick walls and big egg crate foam everywhere just to
Yeah.
try to get a little. And this woman's sitting here literally on the on the ocean with like this big like old ancient
Yeah.
glass
Yeah.
windows just.
Oh,
crashing.
go.
Yeah.
A pirate's life for me.
Yo ho ho.
So if you've never seen The Fog, and you really should because it's a classic, but you don't want to know how it ends, switch it off now and go check it out and come back to us later because we're about to spoil everything about the ending.
Given the architecture of the building she was in, she didn't just go upstairs and like cower. She was like, all right, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna go on the roof, you know.
Liz, let me pose this question to you because there are pirates knocking on the door with fog, literally asking to come in to kill someone. What do you do?
I probably would have run upstairs. I would have. I am like the worst horror film heroine ever.
I actually like the idea of the fog and that there's pirates, and I like the setup. The execution to me could have been way better.
Oh, the hooks?
The hooks were sweet.
Yeah.
I thought it was practical. I liked the pirate ghost killers. I actually really liked the pirate backstory. Well, they couldn't land on this beach
Which
because
has
they lit
everything
it
to
on
do with
fire.
the fog.
Ultimately, mildly disappointed. And I like 70s horror stuff. I think it's good.
I don't know.
But it was slow.
Why was
I mean,
it?
it's slow.
It did.
It's
It did
just
get
a slow
slow.
movie.
Well, it's slow, but also we didn't care about anybody.
Here, that would be my criticism. So now these ghosts have come back to get their gold and to kill the descendants of the people who made them shipwreck 100 years ago. And I was like, oh, really fascinating, because that means there's specific people in the town that need to die. And then not a single one of our main characters ends up dying.
And what's
The
funny,
closest is like the priest.
yeah, it went really slow, but there wasn't a lot of exposition.
Again, yeah, slow burn. It's a small town. I didn't feel as like claustrophobic as I wanted to. You know, you'd feel like, okay, this fog is like closing in and everybody's kind of running for cover, I guess, for lack of a better.
Yeah.
But I didn't, because I'm like, why don't you just leave? I didn't feel like that like it really handicapped them to
so
go.
At the very end
Yeah.
of the movie, you have the radio voice alive, her son alive, Jamie Lee Curtis character alive, her old boyfriend alive,
Yeah.
the mayor
Kid.
alive, the woman who follows the mayor around.
Who actually
alive.
died of the 6 people?
And then it's the epilogue where we see the priest gets it. And I go, that's it? That's the closest thing to a main character dying?
Listen, like, it's a good movie. ultimately, like, I enjoyed it. Like,
I think it's really good.
It's fun.
Yeah, girl power, right? I mean, it's very female driven. So, you know, hats off to John Carpenter. It was his gal, Adrienne.
Barbeau fought back.
Yes, she did.
She fought back two pirates with a hook at her shoulder.
Yep. And she had the fire extinguisher handy.
Are you saying that you're carrying?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, maybe I wouldn't be the first choice.
You'd be dead in 5 minutes.
I would be dead in 5 minutes. I admit.
So thanks again for joining us on Film Flashback. Thanks so much, Liz, for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Handlebar.